Coming up on the Roll Report, our women's basketball team takes a trip all the way to Hawaii to compete in the Rainbow Wahine National Showdown just before OVC conference play begins.
Plus, the Lindenwood football team traveled to Cape Girardeau to take on rival SEMO for the Game Ball Brawl trophy.
And our own Jacob Stonick got to sit down with head hockey coach Keith Fisher to talk about his first season behind the bench. Welcome to the Roll Report. I'm Alex Ruther.
And I'm Emily Worthmore.
Over the weekend, the women's basketball team took a trip to Hawaii for the highly anticipated Rainbow Wahine Showdown tournament. Here, the Lions faced off against Santa Clara University, University of Vermont, and most importantly, the University of Hawaii. Saturday was the first ever time the Lions and the Rainbow Wahine have met in women's basketball. In the first quarter, it was neck and neck all the way to the end. Ellie Brueggemann led the quarter for the Lions with a pair of threes to open up the scoring. She is 42% at the three-point line this season already. Neither team trailed by more than 3 points in a back-and-forth first quarter, ending at 16 even. In the second quarter, the Lions were able to find some momentum, separating themselves from the Wahine. With a little over 4 minutes to go in the first half, Elisa Jones steps back and drills it to give the Lions the 24-23 lead. Opening up the third quarter, Brooke Coffey and Elisa Jones both have a pair of buckets that continue the Lions' lead. Lindenwood, keeping up the pressure throughout the quarter, extends its advantage to 48-34 after a steal from Coffey and an and one for a total 3-point play. After a dominant fourth quarter by the Lions and Gracie Warnley, victory was close. Warnley was unstoppable, scoring 10 points in the fourth and 18 on the game. The Lions were able to force 21 turnovers from the Wahine and were able to come back to St. Charles with a 68-59 win. This win solidifies the Lions as the top contenders in the upcoming OVC season.
The Lindenwood men's hockey team used a big third period to earn their 5th consecutive win with a 5-2 victory over Long Island University on Friday night. The Lions erupted for 3 goals in the final frame's first 5 minutes to pull away from the Sharks. Let's take a look at the highlights. Lindenwood takes advantage of LIU's third penalty of the first period with a Nolan Seed power play goal to give LU a 1-0 lead. With less than 2 minutes remaining in the second period, Delaney scores his first collegiate goal to tie the game. The Lions start the third on the power play and make it count with a go-ahead goal from Giovanni Morneau on a one-timer from the face-off circle. The Lions offense quickly doubled their lead with a Jake Southgate goal at the 3-minute mark, set up by Fontaine and Zelke. Great passing play by this line. Later, Kuzma takes a feed from Lockman and slides the puck under the goaltender's blocker at the 5-minute mark to extend the lead. The Lions' next game is Saturday, December 13th, where they will take a road trip up north to take on the University of Maine.
The Lindenwood football team traveled south to Cape Girardeau to face Southeast Missouri State University in this year's Game Ball Brawl matchup. In the first quarter, the Lions got on board first after a 1-yard rush touchdown from Nate Glantz on 4th down, putting the Lions up 7-0 in the first. In the second half, the Lions put the pressure on. Glantz found the end zone again for the second time, giving the Lions a 16-0 lead. SEMO would get on the board a few minutes later, giving the Redhawks a slight bit of hope for a comeback, making the score 16-6. Then, in the fourth, the Lions would strike again. It is Steve Hall this time as he runs it down the side 7 yards. With an extra point, the Lions take a lead that is 23-6. SEMO cut the deficit again as a run from SEMO's Cole Rubel helped the Redhawks change the scoreline to 23-13. In the last few minutes of the game, Jared Rhodes sealed the deal with Lindenwood's 4th rushing touchdown of the day, putting the Lions up 30-13, which helped the Lions win for their 2nd consecutive year, the Lions bringing home the Game Ball Brawl trophy. The season has concluded for the OVC Big South with Tennessee Tech going 8-0 in conference play and 11-2 overall, falling to North Dakota in the first round of FCF playoffs. UT Martin finished in 2nd, Gardner-Webb in 3rd, and then our very own Lindenwood Lions, who finished 5-3 in conference play and 6-6 overall.
Up next, our reporter Jacob Stonick had a chance to talk with head hockey coach Keith Fisher. Jacob?
That's right. Coach and I discuss his new start with a new team. Come up next on the Roll Report.
The College of Arts and Humanities at Lindenwood University truly is the best. Real experience, real success is something that I still use to this day when talking about Lindenwood.
Welcome back to the Roar Report. I'm Jacob Stonick. A few days ago, I was able to sit down with men's head hockey coach Keith Fisher. Talked about the early success of his fresh new team and what he wants to see from his players.
Morneau working below the goal line. He centers it to the pads of Geisel. Rebound. They score!
Kind of a whirlwind time from when I got the job in June to moving my family out here in early August, and then getting on the ice in late August with the team. So it's been a learning experience for both of us. Them learning to know me learning to know them, them trying to figure out how I like to do things on the ice, verbiage, expectations on and off the ice, and me learning them what makes them tick. Trying to put them in the best spots on the ice for them and the team to have success.
A battle with Elias, who wins it, kicks it ahead for Lindenwood. 4-on-3, they come, a shot, they score! Jake Southgate, the Lions have a 2-1 lead, 9:48 to go in the second.
The newest part is just learning, all the new guys, and kind of putting my spin on a lot of the things that we did at Penn State. We're doing something similar, but again, with my spin on a lot of it, and and I just want to continue to have fun with the guys, and I think they're doing that, and but a lot has just been, now you're responsible for everything. And just kind of the final decision maker on everything. So, but I haven't really been blindsided or caught off guard by anything. I think I was very much prepared for this opportunity, and so it's been a lot of fun.
Battle for in the dot, finally rolls back to the blue line. A shot by Nolan Seed, he scores! Nolan Seed gives the Lions a 1-0 lead, 19:37 to go in the first period.
You know what? I keep it very simple with this group, and let's do our thing. We know how we know the expectation of how I want them to play, and they've seen the success of when they're playing our game, and keeping it simple. That we're having success from that, and we're having fun, and I keep telling them we don't need to change a thing. Going into the Denver game, I go, we don't have to change a thing in our game. We just got to do our game better. And that's kind of been the message all year. Just play our game, play our game, play our game.
Over top of him, now finally grabbed onto, and the Lions exit out of their own zone, led ahead by Fletcher. Fletcher, one man to beat, he scores! Oh my, what a turn of the tables here as Jacob Fletcher puts the Lions ahead by 1.
You know what? You want to leave the program better than when you got here. I think that's the most important thing. In every stop that I've made along my career, I wanted to leave it in a better place than when I got there. So it's the same thing here with these players. Especially the guys, our seniors and juniors, and kind of returning guys said they want to win more hockey games this year. So, we're on track to do that. We haven't got there yet, but we're on the right track. But just leave it in a better place than when you got here.
And this will just about do it. The Denver Pioneers go down in St. Louis. The Lions open up the series with a 4-3 win.
Throughout this season, coaches only wanted one thing from his team, and that is to play their own game. And well, it's worked out quite well so far. Back to you, Emily.
Thank you, Jacob. Coming up after the break, men's basketball begins OVC play in the land of Lincoln.
When it comes to something as important as a job in broadcasting or in job, whatever you're searching for, Lindenwood puts that emphasis in you rather than just the education. So take advantage of it and be like a ton of alum that walked out of Lindenwood that were proud to be a Lion.
On December 13th, the Lindenwood Lions head to Iowa City to take on the number 12 Iowa Hawkeyes at the Carver Hawkeye Arena. Lindenwood is having a strong start to their season, returning all 4 of last year's top scorers, including Ellie Bergerman, Brooke Coffey, Grace Wernley, and Maya Scoff. These women lead the team to a 23-win season and the program's first Division I postseason appearance just a year ago. While both teams have an impressive schedule, this will be a big test for the Lions as they face off against one of the best teams in the country. This is a chance for the Lions to see some strong competition before heading into conference play. Lindenwood's strength and speed will be put to the test on December 13th. Tip-off is set for 2 p.m.
Lindenwood men's basketball will head up to Charleston, Illinois to begin their OVC campaign against Eastern Illinois. The Lions will begin conference play after going 4-4 in non-conference play to start the season. LU has struggled historically against Eastern Illinois, currently 1-5 against the Panthers, and looking to snap a 4-game losing streak to EIU. Lindenwood finished 6th in the OVC last season with a conference record of 10-10. Eastern Illinois finished 9th with a conference record of 8-12. Lindenwood will look to continue their win streak after beating Northern Illinois 99-64 Tuesday night.
Taking a look at what's next for Lindenwood's athletics heading into the new season. There's a part of Lindenwood athletics that doesn't always get the spotlight, but it absolutely deserves one for this upcoming year and will be a huge for the entire Lindenwood Spirit program as they head to their 2026 season. These teams have racked up over 16 national championships across cheer, including titles as recent as 2025. The Lionettes brought home 2nd in hip-hop and 3rd in jazz at nationals last season. For the first time ever, all 6 cheer teams, the Lionettes and Lion Line, are fully stepping into Division I competition. Lion Line kicks things off in January at UDA Nationals, going up against some of the top D1 dance programs in the nation. Then, in April, the cheer teams and Lionettes head to Daytona for NCA and NDA Nationals. These competitions require lots of training, with teams spending up to 13 hours a week perfecting jazz, hip-hop, stunts, and technique to make a strong impact on the D1 stage. Lindenwood Spirit has a history of success, and now they're ready to prove they can do it in the Division I in this next season.
It is Kylie Ritchie's first year representing the Lions as an outside hitter and middle blocker for our women's volleyball team. She's been in the spotlight this season, earning OVC Freshman of the Week. Our reporter Olivia Moreno had the chance to talk with Kylie about this season and to get her thoughts about what is ahead for the team.
I would describe this past season as a literal roller coaster. I feel like it was filled with a whole bunch of ups and downs. When we were at the highest peak, it felt like we were unstoppable. It felt like we were unbeatable. When we were at our lowest point, I felt like we really knew how to turn things around and what really needed to be fixed in order to benefit the team when we needed it most. Even in times when it felt like chaotic and we had no control over what was happening, we really knew how to bounce back from those moments and make it to top 8 in our conference and even get to play in that conference tournament, which we strive to do the entire year. We're a very young team and we still have a lot to learn, but that also means that we are also very versatile. We have so many girls on the team that can play numerous different positions and excel in any of those positions. So just being able to look at our teammates and look at each other and be like, I know you can do that, I've seen you do that, is remarkable, and it's an amazing thing to see. I have my teammates right behind me to do that because I've seen them do it at practice, and they can do hard things. Just shows remarkable numbers, and it just really shows what we are as a team and how much we really trust each other when we're in those very tough and hard situations. But during this off season in the spring, I really want to focus on getting closer with my teammates and all of them. With that matter of fact, I'd love to get to know all of them on more of a personal level instead of just who they are inside the gym, and really just feel that stronger connection off the court as well as I do on the court. During the spring and preseason of next year, I feel like discipline is something we kept preaching, and yes, we did it, but now in the off season, it's the perfect time to even practice that, since we're not going to be competing as much nowhere near as much as when we would in the fall season. So we're going to focus on the little things first, and then we're going to implement those into the overall aspect of the game, and we'll see the impact next season.
It is now time for our Play of the Week, brought to you by the Lindenwood men's basketball team. With just under a minute left in the game of who can make the least amount of turnovers, the Lions were able to break through the press, give a dime pass to the 6'10 center Milos Nenadic to draw the foul and make the easy layup. We will take another look at that high level of athleticism and the use of height to complete the play. After a made free throw, this secured a 3-point play in the win over cross-state rival, the Kansas City Roos.
That's it for this season of the Roar Report.
We wish you all happy holidays and thank you for tuning in to our final episode of the Roar Report. And as always, go Lions!